Is all this talk about AI just more BS? Today's guest will tell you where HR may find AI useful. Welcome to Firing Line. I'm Bill Kutik. George LaRocque has spent nearly 30 years in HR technology in many roles: recruiter, entrepreneur, head of sales, and analyst for the last 7 years. He has broad knowledge of our world. Hello, George. Glad you could be here.
Hi, Bill. It's great to be here. I'm honored to be here.
Well, happy to have you. George, you and I have both watched this flurry of buzzwords go by, starting with predictive analytics, and then machine learning, and then artificial intelligence. So can you tell us what might actually be happening for HR, before we die with AI?
Well, it's evolving very quickly. The HR practitioners have been looking for a place to put AI. While they've been a little nervous about their jobs, they hear a lot about job replacement via technology. And the technologists are also looking for a place to put it. In the short term, a lot of the gains have been around administrative tasks, very repetitive functions. So if you're in HR and your job is to schedule meetings, I might expand my skill set. However, we're about to see some really interesting things happen where HR is being asked to develop some skills in recruitment around marketing, in a broad sense around analytics, in talent selection, around assessing data on a candidate. And AI will help fill some of those skill gaps and make HR more effective. So I'm pretty excited about the future of AI.
Good. I was close to the earlier excitement about AI in, God forbid, 1986, which ended up going nowhere, but the technology has progressed so much since then that I agree with you. I think it's going to become useful sooner than we think. Hey, there's another buzzword I want to talk to you about: employee engagement. Companies for 3 years have been knocking themselves out to try to measure how bad it is at their company. Are they finally getting around to figuring out how to make it better?
They are. They are.
Good.
Yeah. Good news for you. Good news for HR people everywhere. After several years of experimenting with pulse surveys and new ways to survey employees, both technologists and HR folks have really refined the analytics perspective and understanding what those results mean, and they've quickly moved to empowering the leaders in the organization with the content they need. But, HR can't be everywhere all the time. So even in smaller businesses, HR people really need to support that line organization. And I'll give you an example. Ruby Receptionists, a company that's headquartered in Portland, Oregon. What they do, if you remember the old companies that would answer your phone, a phone service, they've built a group, hundreds of receptionists across the country who leverage a strong technology platform to then be the brand. So they do a lot more than just take a message for you, and they need their employees to be engaged. And they've leveraged their survey data to empower their managers with content and direction from HR to have the right conversation with their employees at the right time based on what they're sensing from the field around issues around engagement and culture and the like.
And I think many are discovering that engagement is about managers talking to employees, not about giving them small free gifts.
That's right. That's really where engagement happens.
People seem a lot more interested in SMB, both the people, the small, medium business market, usually defined as 5,000 or under, both the people who live in it and the various vendors who sell to it. What do you see happening in there right now?
I see a lot of innovation happening there, both in HR and HR technology. I see that's the segment where they were hard to find for vendors just a few years ago. But thanks to tools like Google, companies are finding the vendors themselves, and the vendors are rushing to answer the call. So rather than bringing enterprise technology downstream, most of the major vendors have announced products distinct for that segment. And much of the new innovation that I see from startups is purpose-built for that small to medium-sized business, where those employers are not as caught up in things like compliance or regulations when it comes to human resources. They're a little more focused on the business results, the strategy. They're a little closer to the ground floor, the shop floor, if you will.
And those people in SMBs will have the choice of the larger vendors coming down to meet their needs and the smaller guys coming up.
That's right.
Good for them. Well, George, you lived up to the introduction. You are a Renaissance man and know a lot about a lot of different things in HR technology. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure, too. Don't miss next month's episode of Firing Line. Just click on the red subscribe box at the end. You'll get just one email notice, I promise one, when the next program has been posted. Write your comments on our YouTube page, go to our Facebook page, or send us an old-fashioned email directly to bill@kutik.com. We want to know what you're thinking. I'm Bill Kutik. Thank you for watching. That was good.